Morning everybody, welcome back to another CYT live show. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we'll be going over the markets, looking at Bitcoin and why I think Bitcoin could go up to $13,000 before the Bitcoin halving in May. On May the 9th, I think it's May the 9th, round about May the 9th this year. And we'll look at previous kind of halvings as well. A lot of people, there's a lot of kind of debate about this, but I'm just going to give you kind of my opinion on it. And we'll be looking at a couple of news stories. And we'll be looking at a couple of charts that you want to look at as well. So if you want me to do some charting for your favourite kind of project, let me know in the comments and I'll get to that towards the end of the show as well. I'm just going to see if we're live, just make sure everything is up and running. We are live. Is the connection good? Excellent connection. We've got a few people in just now, so I'll just dive over to the chat area just now and see who's in. And we have Natasha Sakamoto is back with us. Good to see you here. Dennis van der Hayden is in, and Kriska Moo is in this morning. No doubt we'll be getting a couple of more people coming in just now. I've just put the link over there in the groups. Mervyn Skidmore has joined us as well. Good to see you, Mervyn. Okay, we'll dive straight in. Not bother waiting just now. We'll just come back to the chat area in a second. Right, we're just going to refresh this. Get rid of this crap. Okay, we'll have an overall market capitalization of 238 billion, or just under 238 billion just now. It's going down slightly. As well, we've got a Bitcoin price of 8,631. It's held that 8,600 price. So we'll take a look at that in a wee bit as well. Who's the winners and losers? We have DIGX Dow is up 12.41%, Bitcoin SB going back up 11.17%. Still think there's a great opportunity for shorting there. MaidSafe Coin is up 10.58% as well. That did drop a lot, but it seems to have come back up again. And that's the only three in double-digit greens. And percentage-wise, we have probably about 60% in the green and 40% in the red. We'll look at Satoshi value. Let's see if that makes a difference. A slight difference, yeah, about 75% in the green, 25% in the red. Go back to USD, see who the losers are in the top 100. Centrality down 16%, the only one in double-digit reds. Nexo, Cryptarium, Theta, Decentraland, all down as well, but not by that much. And small percentage point for a lot of them as well, the other ones. So kind of middle of the road day today. We'll look at the biggest gainers and losers across the board. We'll just refresh this and see what's going on. Quadrant Protocol is up 101%. BlockNet up 88%. XDoc is up 86%. Elysian 51%. EOS DAC 51%. Scanit Chain is up 43%. Trade Plus, Gene Source, Lightning Bitcoin, DENT coin is up 36%. Sentinel Protocol 35% as well. CP Chain, I like the look of CP Chain. Last year, towards the end of last year, I was looking at that, up 32%. Gifto, is Gifto up 31%? I didn't see that because that is listed on Binance and I didn't see it up 31%. I'll just kind of take a look just now. It says 31%, 125. We'll take a look. Yeah, it seems to have jumped up. We'll take a look at that. I don't see that on Binance. So that's the biggest gainers and losers of the day. We'll just look over the last 7 days, see if anything's changed. BlockNet, GameStars, Uquid, UBQ Chain or Ubique, and 0x Bitcoin. Fear and Greed Index still neutral just now, around about the 49 level. So very much middle of the road there. Nobody knows kind of what way Bitcoin is going to go just now. And the big ones as well, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, Litecoin, etc. Crypto bubbles, just take a look at that over the last day. It's just to give us a different kind of picture. Mostly in the green here you see. If we look at Satoshi value, more or less the same as well. So that means kind of Bitcoin price is kind of relatively stable over the last 24 hours. And its Satoshi value is kind of taking precedent here. So DIGX Dow, we can see Steam Dash going back up again. BSV up, MaidSafe Coin is up as well. Looking at the past hour, see where we're going to go hopefully in the next couple of hours. Kind of, yeah, it's 50-50 just now with Satoshi value wise. Look at USD, kind of changes to more red-ish. So I don't know if that means Bitcoin is going down just now, but take a look at the Bitcoin chart later on as well. Okay, we will look at sentiment. Bitcoin sentiment is up from yesterday. It was about 17 yesterday. It's up to 36.96. Ethereum is 48.43, Litecoin 43. XRP has gone up, which is good to see. 58.27. It's up to EOS 57. And we have Binance coin is up to 53.15. Still think this represents a great opportunity to get into Binance as well. And we'll take a look at some of the coins, the individual ones. We have Tezos. Tezos, I've seen a lot of tweets about that on Twitter, obviously. Up to 89.86 in daily sentiment, but it's only up 1.35%, so it could be that it's coming in for another rise there. Alpha token, relative trading volume is only 2.66%, so something wrong there. Reported volume is $36, so that's not, I don't know why that's coming in the top. Token Club is up. So I haven't heard of Token Club, but it's the reported volume of 3.3 million. Something about RI there. PUNDIXX is doing well. It's up 14% just now, and sentiment is up obviously as well. Hot chain, I think you can get that for 8 Satoshi just now. I think this represents the last opportunity before people just stop trading it. Nothing else much to kind of report. Cardano has taken a good jump up. It did get up to 535 Satoshi. It's now 522, so it's taken a step in the right direction, and we're moving up as well, which is good to see. And I think that's it just now. Okay, we'll jump back to the chat area. CEOs is in. We have JC Standard is in. Justin Churchill is back with us. Good to see you here. Mac Paulin is in. Marcus Jafari. Steve English. Actually, Merv needs a day off. Donny Don Matthew, morning Steve, morning to the CYT gang. Switched accounts. Right, so Steve English is Mervyn Skidmore. Right, I'm with you. So Chia Engov is in the house. Honest Crypto Journey is back with us as well. Good to see you here, Stuart. Peter J is in the house as well. A couple of new faces. Well, not new face. I was going to say Steve English, but he's obviously Mervyn Skidmore. So Peter J, I don't think I've seen you here before on this channel. If not, welcome to the channel, and good to see you here. Okay, first, before I go on, I want to kind of make you aware of Uptrend. I've spoke about this a couple of times, and there's a link down below if you want to join Uptrend. This is a social media platform, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think there's about 60,000 users, and we're still in beta. It's a beta version, and what you do, you can post up to 3 times per day, and I think I love this part of it. You're only allowed to post up to 3 times per day, and you gain kind of upvotes for your content. So I've got one here at the top. The lowest and highest price of a Bitcoin for the next 10 years has got 219 upvotes, 29 comments, and from that I got maybe about 300-400 one-up tokens. So you can earn one-up tokens. You can see here I'm at level 24. You go up various levels. I'm at level 24, and over the last week or so I've gained another 2,633 one-up tokens, or upvotes, but they convert into tokens as well. You can either save them or level up to the next level. So to get to level 25, which is really high in this kind of uptrend platform, 16,980 tokens. And also the one-up token is actually doing quite well just now. So you can trade the one-up token as well. And so it's at around about 36 Satoshi just now. It's up 5.8% today, and we'll just go over the last day or so. So you can see here it came off around about 910 Satoshi. This one I recommended it, so it's up about 200% already, but I think it's going to go higher than this. Remember, we're still in beta for Uptrend, 60,000 users, and I'm on it every single day. And I know who else is on it? Omar Bam is on it as well, and a couple of others. We've got Altcoin Buzz is on there as well, and it's just a really good platform, really good community. There is a lot of comment kind of farming on it, but that's going to be weeded out very soon, I would imagine, when the kind of players who are really in it to give great content in there as well. And they've added a couple of new categories. It was all about crypto, but they've added a couple of new categories as well. They've got a gaming category, they have a personal growth category as well now, which I'm posting in, which is good. So I would urge you to kind of sign up for this and start earning crypto for your content. I think it could be really good, and I think it's going to be really big as well. And the good thing about it is it's just kind of driving slowly. It's not as if they're kind of trying to push it too fast. They're just doing it very, very slowly. Still, a lot of people have not heard of Uptrend, but I think it's going to be a really good and big platform. And I love the way they're just kind of building it up very, very slowly. So there's a link down below if you want to jump onto that as well. I think you'll really enjoy it. Okay, Binance Coin. What's Binance doing? No Binance Coin, but the Binance platform. PUNDIXX is at the top. DIGX DAO was seen. NFT, it's not really jumped up 10%. It's just switching between 10 and 11 Satoshi. Dash is moving back up again, which is good to see. Recommended Dash around about 700,000 Satoshi. It's now 1.3 million Satoshi. It did get up to 1.6 million, I think, for 120% gain. I've just updated my sheet for the premium group. I'm going to be opening up the premium group again. So the premium group, we're all in kind of green here just now, apart from hot. I recommended hot on the 15th of January, which is 6 days ago. It's not really moved yet. Average gain so far, and that's about 14 calls I've made, 16% for the average gain. The average drawdown is only 6.39%. Looking to keep that under 10%. And there's a couple there that just kind of dive bombed beginning of the month because of the Bitcoin price, but they're still dive bombed. It's still in my charts. So, but 6.39% average drawdown, and you can see Dash there recommended at 730. It's still in play today. Today is the last day, and it got up to 1.6 million. So 120% gain. Next one up is RLC. That got 24% gain as well. It's still in play as well. So I'll be adding more calls this week because Bitcoin seems to have calmed down a wee bit. What else is doing well? Bitcoin Gold going back up again. Steam, ADDX, Ethereum Classic is doing well just now. And we'll look at KuCoin. KuCoin has added a couple of projects to the KuCoin Plus, COTI being one of them. I kind of spoke about that the other day and said I'd bought it. I think it was yesterday. I said I bought it at 116 Satoshi. Bought it over the weekend. It was either a toss-up between that and DAG, and they've both moved up now. So that's moved up from 102 to 128 COTI, so that's about 26% move. And DAG has also moved up from, I think it was 114 Satoshi, it got down to, and yeah, it's moved up 108 it got down to, and it's moved up, say 10%, about 10%, is that? 10, no, it's about 20%. So I think DAG is going to be big. They're coming up for a swap very soon as well. I'm really liking the look of DAG just now, and really liking the look of COTI as well. So I plumped for COTI to buy at the weekend, and it's doing well so far. I expect it to go much higher than this. This is just a small jump up of 10-20% in total. What else is doing well? So yeah, KuCoin Plus, there was COTI was added, DAG was added, Cardano was added, and 0x was added as well to KuCoin Plus. So that's KuCoin Plus. We'll just look at the main market for KuCoin, see what's doing well. FOTA, that's jumped up quite heavily actually. Yesterday it jumped up. Not by that much, so it's between 6 and 7 Satoshi, so it's not a big jump after all. PUNDIXX, we've seen R has jumped up 12%. I don't know what R is. So 449 Satoshi, it's jumped up to from about 404, so about 10-12% there, yep. AXPI is doing well, 11%. Kofi is up as well. VRA is up. So I still really like KuCoin. KuCoin is getting a wee bit stronger now. I've noticed over the past couple of weeks, more and more people are talking about it, and there's more kind of in the news with KuCoin as well. So I'm quite liking, I've always liked KuCoin as well, and I think the shares could do well. What is KCS doing in terms of Bitcoin price? So close to the low, yeah. So again, that could be a good pickup. That could be a good call as well. So probably a double bottom there, and we're talking going back to May 2019, double bottom. So good jump from here. So it could be a good call to buy some KuCoin shares. Okay, who else is in the house? Stephen King is in. Good morning to you. Chris Camus, does that exchange one up is on, you need KYC? KYC, yes you do. This is for P2P and B2B.io. I believe you need KYC, yeah, is now required for if you want to kind of take out Bitcoin. So yeah, you do need a KYC. ZILLIQA is in the house. Welcome to you, Natasha Sakamoto. Hot. Be careful with the ongoing social media drama, though I don't know how well known it is. What is the social media drama? And with that, okay, ZILLIQA, SPND, PUNDIXX, and DENT, FKX. Peter J, good news about the proposed US bill. No capital gains and profits under 200. Yeah, so I'm going to look at that as well. That's in the news stories, actually, and BPro as well for ZILLIQA. Okay, so we'll go to the news stories, then we'll look at the chart, and there's a reason for that. We'll go to news stories first. Should we do this just now? No, we'll kind of do it this way. So look at this news story is Bitcoin halving isn't priced in based on this indicator, which means price will react. This is from Samuel Wan from newsbtc.com. So on May the 9th, 2020, around about May the 9th, the 630,000th Bitcoin block will be mined, during which mining rewards will be cut in half to 6.25. So from 12.5 Bitcoin every 10 minutes or per block. Each block is about 10 minutes it takes to mine. So it'll go down from 12.5 Bitcoin to 6.25 Bitcoin on May the 9th. That's what the Bitcoin halving is. And typically the speculation on how this will affect the Bitcoin price is rife just now, which is very true. A lot of people kind of talking about it and kind of speculating as to where it's going to go. In terms of past performance, halvings seem to exhibit patterns that generally show themselves to be positive as far as the price action is concerned, but there is much debate regarding when the effects of a halving kick in. Do they occur in the run-up to the halving itself, or are they felt after the event? Me personally, I think it's both. On top of this, some believe halvings have no influence on price whatsoever, and what will be regardless of the halving. So this is kind of historical performance, and this is what I want to look at as well. So we'll go to that when I'm looking at my own chart. I've got a couple of things to show you as well. In regard to the last halving, a similar pattern was witnessed with 112% gain the year before, which was closely tracked by 2,867% peak after a year as well. And they've got the argument against Bitcoin being priced in. So he's saying that a lot of people are saying this is not priced in yet. A lot of people are saying it's already priced in the halving. So however, coincidence is the operative word, and there's no direct evidence that halvings were the cause of the price rise before the halving, especially when analysing the 1 year time frame. Crypto investor Alistair Milne points out that patterns do, with interest over time, indicate that halvings are not priced in, and so he expects significant room for Bitcoin price to react. I share that sentiment as well. As does Adamant Capital, Third Demister puts forward a similar case as well. So that leads us nicely to the Bitcoin price just now, and we're going to be looking at the halvings as well. So I'm going to give you the macro view just now. We'll go down to the weekly. This is the macro view. Right, you'll see a couple of vertical lines there, and we've got this channel here, the ascending channel for the Bitcoin price overall. And this is really since it started back in 2011 on Bitstamp. So the purple lines, purple dotted lines here, are when the halvings occurred. And this one is going to be May the 9th, 2020. So this is when the halving is going to occur here. So the last two halvings, let's kind of put this down here. We'll get rid of this. So we're going to look at the last two halvings, and we're going to look at the previous 4 months. So we're on 4 months to go until the halving. So 26th of November, so we've got October, September, August, July. So we're going to look at round about here. May, June, July, August, September. So we're going to go August, probably around about here. August, September, October, November. I need to go to July. Now I'm just trying to work out 4 months. So we're going to go July. So around about $6.36 in July, we got up to about $16, came back down, but just before the halving, we got to about $12. So 100% increase 4 months before. And then after that, obviously you can see what happened there. We went from $12 all the way up to $1,200. So we're just going to measure that after the halving. Where to get to 8,000% increase, and that was up to its peak before the halving. So we're saying it was $6.30. Before the halving, we did jump up 162%, but just before the halving, say it was around about 100%, 96%. So that's back in 2012, before and after the halving. So this orange vertical line represents the peak. So there's 4 years between the peak as well. There is 4 years between each halving as well, these kind of vertical dotted lines and the purple lines. So let's go to 2016. I'm going to go 4 months before, so it's July. So we're talking around about March time. March time, we're talking around about a price of say $400. It did go up to $775, a 90% increase. But just before the halving, we're at $672. Again, we'll measure it. So we're going to go to March. So 99, say 100% increase, and just before the halving, 70% increase. Okay, and then after the halving, you can see what happened. After that, we did come down. We kind of met this line again. We're going to say from here, and it increased by about 3,000% to its peak. So we're seeing 8,000%, 3,000% there as well. And similarly, could we see something similar to that? So what I've done is I've kind of extrapolated the information from 2015 to 2017, put it in here in these green lines, and where we could be before the halving. So where could we be? We could go up to around about 13,000 level. We're talking by February, March time, go up to 13,000 level, come back down just before the halving, we're at 11,000. So that would give us a rise currently from these prices of about 31%. But before that, before it drops down, kind of talking about 55%. So this is what I genuinely think is going to happen. We're going to still go up and kind of get up to this 13,000 level, come back down just before the halving, and then we start to shoot up. Kind of go up to 18,000, and even more than that, we get up to 25,000, but that's not going to be until February 2021. But I think we'll break the 20,000 relatively easily. There's not going to be a hoo-ha about it, it's not going to be a resistance line, it's just going to break through it and just keep on going up. I think that's what's going to happen. But before the halving, I think we're getting up to 13,000, and that's just going on kind of historical, the prices historically from 2015 to 2017. We'll go back to auto in case I take a macro view of that. You can see the purple vertical line of the halvings. You can see what happens after it. Obviously, you can't see what happens after May 2020. It's not happened yet, but after the previous two halvings, jumped up significantly, majorly after the halvings. So even if it doesn't go up before the halvings by another 30% or something, we can expect it to go up after the halvings as well. Purely because of supply and demand, which I've spoken about yesterday as well. So I think that's going to be quite significant. And the orange lines are the peaks. As I said, that's where the peaks occurred. And that was kind of more or less every 4 years. And again, if we come down here, It would suggest a peak of around about 340,000. And just making sure, around about 344,000, and that would be at the end of December 2021. So 340,000 would be the peak there as well, if we're going by this 4-year kind of peak cycle. We've got another 4-year cycle for the halvings as well. So it's up to you what you want to extrapolate from that information, but I think the future does look good for Bitcoin. Okay, I'll just jump back to chat area. Let me know what you think about that. Tashi Sakamoto, Steve, glitches in your audio sound is okay, but micro interruptions. Ah, right, okay. Wonder if anybody else is hearing the interruptions. So there shouldn't be. There's nothing else on in the background I've got. Let me know if anybody else is hearing it. Crypto Knowledge Alliance is in the house. A very own Jimbo. Good to see you here. Just made it in. Hope everyone is well. And GSLIC CVC face recognition payment system sounds good. Excellent. I need to look at CVC. Kukla is in the house this morning. Good morning to you. Natasha Sakamoto, hot CEO special. Sex life and side activities doxed. Not to everyone's taste. I would wait to invest. Not good for reputation. Right, haven't seen that yet. GSLIC, Bob, phone looks good. I think PUNDIXX will do well. They're pumping out stock. Yeah, I don't know what it is about PUNDIXX. I really don't. And not hearing interruptions here. Okay, so it could be something on Natasha Sakamoto. It could be something that you've got in the background that's interrupting the sound, because I can't see anything here that would be interrupting it. Okay, let's continue with the news, and then we'll go to some charts that you're looking at as well. Okay, this is a new bill in Congress. Could have a massive impact on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies. So last Thursday, the Virtual Currency Tax Fairness Act of 2020 was introduced in Congress. The bill has the potential to solve a major issue with payments made via Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other major cryptocurrency networks, in that an exception would be created for the potential capital gains taxes that often occur when these digital assets are used in everyday commerce. I don't think that's a major problem just now, but I think moving forward with the likes of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin I would say as well, and XRP, I think moving forward with them is going to have a big impact. But I don't think a lot of people are buying a lot of things with cryptocurrency just now. So this is Bitcoin tax issue. A key usability issue with Bitcoin payments is that taxes may need to be paid in a situation where a capital gains has occurred, which could be when someone is simply buying a meal with Bitcoin at a local restaurant. Under current US law, the use of Bitcoin to pay for goods or services is treated as a sale of those Bitcoin holdings, which is a taxable event. So whenever you go out to pay for a meal, it's not treated as a taxable event. So you won't get taxed on paying for that meal. But if you sell Bitcoin, you're effectively selling Bitcoin to pay for that meal. This is what they're saying. You're effectively selling Bitcoin to pay for that meal. So that in and of itself is a taxable event. So while a previous version of this bill was focused on implementing a tax exemption for transactions in the amount of $600 or less, a different approach has been taken with the 2020 version of the bill. In the Virtual Currency Tax Fairness Act of 2020, capital gains taxes are only exempt in situations where the gains made by an individual as a result of the transaction would be greater than $200. So it's only if the taxable event is greater than $200 amount. Still not sure about that. I still think it should be better than that, to be honest, but it is a way for kind of Bitcoin to be, Bitcoin, not just Bitcoin, but Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, etc., to be used as a currency. So if it's under $200, you can pay for that cup of coffee without being a taxable event. You can pay for a meal without being a taxable event, going to the movies or anything like that. So I think it's good from that point of view, but still $200, I think it should be better as well. But I suppose if you're buying a car, say for $10,000, $20,000 or something like that, that would be a taxable event. But there would be ways around that as well. So this is somewhat similar to exemptions that already exist for foreign currencies. So cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are at a huge disadvantage when it comes to the potential use in daily commerce. That said, moves by governments to issue their own digital currencies this decade could be extremely helpful to Bitcoin's value proposition. So a lot of people are going to, well, a lot of countries are going to be, or a lot of banks are going to be issuing their own CBDC. So I can see that happening more and more. We said that at the end of last year, the CBDCs are going to be at the forefront of a lot of people's minds. And I think 2020 is going to see that. If passed, the tax exemption would be instated for the 2020 fiscal year. So that's good news, possibly good news for Bitcoin and the other big cryptocurrencies as well. Analyst, 60% chance of Bitcoin ETF in 2020. So this is from Tom Lydon. He appeared on CNBC's ETF Edge on Monday, and the potential for the Bitcoin ETF approval in 2020 was a key topic of the conversation. So for one, he's saying this is why the SEC recently approved its first 40 Act approved Bitcoin fund in the form of NYDIG Bitcoin Strategy Fund. So he's saying this is the case for the ETF being approved later on in the year. He said what it does is basically prove that it's filed as publicly traded, so you can, like a regular mutual fund like the Magellan Fund, and there's a sister mutual fund out there where you can invest in Bitcoin, explained Lydon. However, it's limited to only 25 million at this point. Lydon also pointed out that CME began offering Bitcoin options for the first time on Monday, and the UPTREND CEO claimed the SEC's concerns regarding a lack of liquidity and safety around the Bitcoin asset could be mitigated through the use of options and futures, which is one of the big things the SEC was talking about, the lack of liquidity. Lydon shared his view that there's a 60% chance of a Bitcoin ETF happening this year when asked to provide a prediction, and DataTrek Research co-founder Nick Colas then shared his belief that there is only a 10% chance of a Bitcoin ETF being approved in 2020, and CNBC's Bob Pisani agreed with Colas' prediction, only a 10% chance. So cases for both sides of an ETF. Personally, I think it's going to happen, but personally, I'm not really bothered, to be honest. I think it's going to be a good thing when it happens, but don't really care. Either way, I think we heard enough about it in 2019, so I think Bitcoin could survive without kind of the ETF. Here's why some financial advisors are adding Bitcoin to their clients' portfolios. So this is from a new report from Bitwise and ETF Trend. So notably, the report indicates that roughly 9% of independent registered investment advisors currently allocate a percentage of client funds to crypto assets. 9% is a hell of a lot. It doesn't sound a lot, but 9% for allocating part of the funds to crypto assets, that's a big number. I think it's only going to grow. So according to the report, the rate of crypto investment among RIAs is higher than the rates found with financial planners, wirehouse representatives and broker-dealers due to the relative lack of restrictions independent RIAs face in terms of types of investments they're able to make on behalf of the clients. So while overall allocation among financial advisors is still low, around 6%, the report indicates a potential doubling or more for this sort of activity in 2020 based on survey responses. So it goes on to say, to Bitwise points, data from the second half of 2019 appears to show that Bitcoin's role as a digital gold is going from theory to reality. Additionally, one industry executive pointed to this increasing view of Bitcoin as a digital gold when making a $50,000 Bitcoin price prediction for 2020. But that said, only 9% of financial advisors surveyed in the report view inflation hedging as a reason to add crypto assets to a portfolio. The report states that part of the reason for this seemingly low positive response rate could be due to a lack of concern regarding inflation today. I think that's a key point there as well. So other things will just kind of go on. In addition to the potential for returns uncorrelated with other assets, 30% of financial advisors said the high potential returns found in the crypto market made exposure to this asset class attractive for client portfolios. In terms of specific roadblocks in making a crypto asset investment with client funds, financial advisors, including the survey, pointed to these issues. 56% regulatory concerns, and I think that's our big concern as well, what's going to happen with regulations. 43% are saying it's too volatile. Fair point. 41% no idea how to value cryptocurrencies. And 39% lack of easily accessible investment vehicles like ETFs or mutual funds. This is where the ETFs could come in big time as well. 34% custody concerns, fear of hacks. 31% lack of understanding. 31% lack of understanding. Financial advisors, and they don't understand what kind of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are all about. Okay, CME's future options sprinted out of the gate, but a marathon lies ahead. So when the CME option contracts made their debut on Monday, the company saw opening day trading volumes of just over 2.3 million, more than 5 times that of major competitor Bakkt, which traded just over 380,000 on its first day. It's not trading that just now. Second day options trading on CME was slightly lower, with 730 million in volume according to SKU. Perhaps that's to be expected, as investors keen to participate have bought into CME options on the day of the launch. So this is a spokesperson told Cointelegraph, we continue to see strong interest from a growing base of customers in a Bitcoin futures and options complex, which offer a broad range of options for interacting with and hedging positions in digital assets. I'll not go on to that. It's a good article actually, so I'll post that down below for you. Britain's tax agency offering contract for tech to combat crypto tax evasion. So Britain's tax agency, the HMRC, is inviting contractors to provide a tech tool to help Britain's tax agency combat crypto cyber criminals. The technology, which Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, HMRC, posted on January 17 in an open contract call worth £100,000 sterling, which is about $125,000, should gather intelligence through cluster analysis. The HMRC's cybercrime team hopes this will help them correlate crypto asset transactions with service providers. So the cybercrime team was created to shield Britain's tax revenue from attempted fraud. Specifically, HMR's repayment system is vulnerable to complex and clever criminality. Hacking, malicious software, malware, and distributed denial of service are leading offenders. Phishing scams are most notable and have evolved from email to text form, and so-called smishing attempts work because people are readily responsive to make HMRC and the criminal messages appear credible. So I've had a couple of messages from the HMRC as well, and they do look credible. Obviously, I'm always wary of anything coming from anybody, to be honest, and so I'm always on the lookout, and I've found them a couple of times. Next news story, you can now buy Amazon gift cards with XRP thanks to Bitpay. So thanks to the addition of XRP, Bitpay has just opened up an entirely new stream of liquidity for the token. XRP now sits alongside market caps mammoths such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash in the list of cryptocurrencies currently supported by the crypto payment service. In turn, these major assets are transactable on a range of leading retailers. I think this headline was just to grab attention. You can now buy Amazon gift cards. You can do that kind of anyway. The addition of XRP support comes just a month after major stablecoins, PAX USDC and GUSD were added to Bitpay's roster as well. And that is the news for today. Okay, so a couple of interesting news stories, but more and more news stories are coming out about how institutions are coming in. So this could drive the price up for Bitcoin as well. And said that, we'll just go to Bitcoin price chart just now, and we'll look at the daily. And we'll go back to auto. So we're sitting at 8,628, much the same as we were yesterday. These two lines here represents the 200-day exponential moving average, the orange line, which we're above that, which is good, but we're just below the 200-day moving average, or the simple moving average. We're still below that just now. We need to get up to 9,000 and surpass that if we're going to go higher. I still think that's going to happen. We could fall down to around about the 8,300 level, and we could even come back down into this channel, which we've held. This channel has been going on, the descending channel for Bitcoin has been going on for the last 7 months. Hopefully we don't fall into that. I still think we're bullish, and we're looking more bullish every day. And we'll just take off these MAs just now. There's the MAs, EMA. So we'll just go to the EMA, the 7 and 50. So we're still kind of bouncing off the 7 EMA. I was talking about this yesterday, and we're bouncing off the 7 EMA and going up. The problem occurs when we go below this 7 EMA, And here's the next point. The next point would be the 50 EMA at 7,900 or around about the 8,000 level. So we could still go to that and potentially still be in a bullish scenario. And we're still bullish. The 70 EMA is still crossed over the 50 EMA. And if we go down below that, we should bounce off the 50 EMA and go up after that. That's kind of what happens when we've got a bullish scenario here. Okay, I'll jump back. Honest crypto journey, BTC mining is only just above break even at the moment. Unless price of BTC doubled, these mining farms would collapse. So let's hope the price hasn't worked in. If mining stops, BTC would be in trouble. Yeah, there's been a couple of occasions where we've thought that was going to happen in the past. So I do think we're going to get up to the 13,000 level, come back down a wee bit, and then after the halving we're going to go up quite significantly. But I think the price has not worked in. Yeah, I don't think the price is or is priced in. The halving is priced in just now. Mark Innes is in the house. Welcome to you. Hope you're doing well, mate. Okay, we'll look at a couple of charts. So we need to go to charts. And I'll just see what charts we're looking at. So first of all, we're looking at SPND, PUNDIXX, DENT, FORTKNOXTER, and BPRO as well. We looked at that the other day, and it looked quite good. So SPND, BTC, and we'll go to coin market cap. Okay, we're at 13 Satoshi, has come down again, so still not buy-in point. There's no buy-in just now. Yeah, I'm just going to go up from here, auto. We've not got a base for this. That's on a 4 hourly. We're going to go to the daily. Go back to auto. It's not looking good. We had a good base there around about the 15 level, but it's gone below that as well. So it's definitely not a buy at the moment. I still like SPNcoin what they're doing, but I've not looked into it over the last couple of weeks. I don't know if anything's going on just now, so I'd need to look into that, but definitely not a buy just now on any of the kind of time scales. So I'll be waiting to see when we get into a buying opportunity again, probably looking at the 4 hourly, and I'd wait for the 70 EMA crossing over the 50 EMA before I would even kind of look at buying in to spend again. For an entry point, if you're holding, we'd need to dig deeper and see what's happening just now. See if anything is happening, where the price is going so low. And the other one's PUNDIXX. Oh, I keep forgetting NPXS. I've got that many. BTC, PUNDIXX, Bitcoin, Coin Paprika, Coin market cap. So where are we? We're coming up a triple bottom there. PUNDIXX. I'm just going to put the lines. Do the basics. Around about here, I'm going to say. We've got double bottom bounced, another bottom, looks as if it's bouncing again, but that's his Satoshi level. We're going to have to go to NPXS Ethereum to get a better picture. And it's not buy-in, it's still not buy-in. Just now, that's on a 4 hourly. Go to daily. No, it's not buy-in just now. It's looking at the kind of Ethereum price as well. Obviously, with the Ethereum prices fluctuating as well, it gives a different price from BTC. But definitely not buy just now. 81 grey just now. It did 110 grey. That would be the next kind of resistance point. But there's no. It's kind of free fall just now. It could go into free fall because there's no bottom there. There was a bottom there around about the 94 level. It fell below that as well. So goodness knows what's going on with PUNDIXX, to be honest. As I said before, it's in that basket of never to be traded again because you just cannot tell. Because it's got a product, it's making money, it seems to have a good team as well. It's just not doing anything price-wise. And the only thing I can think of is because they just kind of tried to diversify far too much with the different types of coins that they have, or the different tokens that they have as well. It's just confusing for people, I think. Next one was DENT. DENT is another one that goes into that basket. I've said that before. HOT is slowly getting there as well. And we're going to go ETH. I'm going to go Ethereum as well. Yeah, so as expected, I kind of bounced from here, with it being kind of the double bottom there. We might still get that, but it's looking less likely. And we had a risk to reward ratio for DENT as well when we looked at it. Yeah, it wouldn't. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it just now. There's not a buy-in at the moment. There's not an entry price for DENT just now. This could very well be the bottom. I don't think. Doesn't look like it. It just wouldn't be a buy-in just now. So you'd be looking at the 4 hourly if you're looking for an entry point. If you're still really looking to get into this, look at the 4 hourly. Wait for the 70 EMA crossing over the 50 EMA, and that gives you some kind of upward movement. But not until then. I wouldn't be buying DENT just now, unfortunately. Next one was FORTKNOXTER. So FKX, I think we'll go BTC with this one. Yeah, 41. So it's come down. So this was looking good. We're seeing a double bottom there. Again, we'll put in the basics, put in the fundamentals there. So it came all the way down to around about 14 Satoshi, came back up to 21, double bottomed here around about the 14, 15 Satoshi, jumped all the way up to 62, so a big jump up, crossed over on the daily, here at around about 19, that'd have been a point to buy it, or even before then. There'd have been a crossover on the 4 hourly, I would imagine, round about. In fact, we'll look at the 4 hourly, see when it crossed over. So crossed over here, 16. So you could have got up for 3 Satoshi, which is about 8% more. So crossed over here on the 4 hourly, went all the way up to 61, which was an increase of, I'll go this side, what, 300%, nearly 300%, before coming back down again. And it went up again and coming back down again just now. So it could bounce up to 50 EMA here. That's on the 4 hourly. We'll just look on the daily. I think that's a better indication. So it was bouncing off the 70 EMA all the way up, but then gone below that. So that was an indicator that it wasn't doing well. Bounced off the 50 EMA after that, kind of bounced back up. So it could come down to 29 again before going back up. So just looking at it from a charting point of view, it's gone below that 70 EMA. So it looks as if it might want to come down to this 30 level. But what we can do is go into the fib retracement tool. Oh no, that's that. Where are we? Keep forgetting where that is. Fib retracement, and we'll do it from the crossover. And we'll go here. 62, so it's coming up to the 50% level. It's dead on the 50% level. So we could have an entry point there at 35. We could have a bounce point at 35 Satoshi there for FORTKNOXTER. If we look in the fib retracement, that's from the crossover. If we go below that, yeah, I think the crossover is a better indicator for me when we look at the crossover on the daily. So yeah, 35 could be a good buy-in point for FKX just now. So keep an eye on that. It's worth looking at, but it's doing well just now. BPRO, I'll look at BPRO as well. BPRO, what was BPRO again? What was it? We looked at that bet protocol, yeah. So BPRO, so it's not coming up on there for some reason. BPRO, we looked at this the other day. I think it was last week before, and I think it was because of ZILLIQA to looked at it, and it actually looks quite a good prospect. So we can see this on KuCoin. I'll just go to KuCoin BTC. I don't know why it wasn't coming up on the charts. That's strange. Anyway, we'll look at KuCoin. So yeah, this looked quite interesting. To be honest, it's down 2%. Just now it's at, was that 1.2 Satoshi? 13 Satoshi. And because it just came on, that's why I'll look at the 8 hourly. That'll give us a better indicator. So it was a 10 Satoshi, it's gone up 30%. We went up 60%, came back down again. So we've got a crossover there. We will have a crossover if we can add that on the charts. I've not got it added yet. There, it just keeps on disappearing. So we'll probably have a crossover there on the daily as well. So it still looks okay just now for BPRO, and 535,000 for the market cap. Makes it look attractive as well. So quite like the look of that bet protocol. And it's a wee bit different from betting platforms because it's providing your platform to make your own platform, which is quite cool. CVC, what's CVC doing? CVC, BTC. They've jumped up, so that must be on the news with the face recognition, 235 to 287. So it wasn't looking too hot before then, but we put our bases in, put the fundamentals in. We've got a good base there, solid base there around about 220, I would say. Can I put it 220? So the risk to reward ratio has gone down slightly because of this kind of jump up. So if it was down here, it would have been a good risk to reward ratio for it. We'll look at the weekly and see where we are in the macro view for CVC. Yeah, all-time low. We're coming off this all-time low. So bounced a couple of times. This is on a weekly. So the risk to reward ratio has gone down slightly, but it could be a good prospect as well, depending on news and kind of partnerships coming out. And I think that's it. Oh yeah, right, okay. We've got a couple of others. Paul Van Gosman, hi Steve. ZILLIQA kind of tipped the other day to go up. I don't know how it's doing. I don't think it's done so well. ZIL went up 5% and it's just kind of stabilizing just now, around about the 59.60 level. So we'll look at ZILLIQA just now, and we'll do it with the 4 points. ZIL, BTC. Right, this is on a daily. You can see I've already we've got a 3.25 risk to reward ratio, which is not bad. I prefer it over 5, but I still think it's a good risk to reward ratio here. We're still sitting at 59 just now, and we've got this, we've put already in. We'll just get rid of this just now. I've put already in the fundamentals. We've got 55 Satoshi for the base, which is quite a strong base if we look at it kind of historically as well. So if it goes below that, then it would be a sell. Unfortunately, if it gets to 54.53, I would say it was a sell to get out. So the risk to reward ratio is actually quite good, and you could potentially go quite significantly up from here. So we need to kind of look at news and partnerships, see what's coming out of ZILLIQA. But at the moment, I think it represents a good risk to reward ratio still. I said that the other day, and I'm still saying it just now. A good risk to reward ratio there. So it doesn't look too hot on the charts, just looking at the charts. But if you factor in the risk to reward ratio as well, I think it does. It could represent a good opportunity. We've crossed over in the 4 hourly, which could be a bullish sign. And we've not done that really since December 19. So yeah, this could be the start of ZILLIQA coming back. DAG, loving DAG at the moment. DAG, BTC. So 129 just now, that's on a weekly. So you can see how far it's come on a weekly. Just looking at the weekly, from it was kind of down around about here, went up 1000%. But where it was back in August 2019, where it is just now, is up 380%. However, if we're looking at the fib retracement, This is on the weekly. I'm not going to do it from the crossover, I'm going to do it from the bottom. Fib retracement, we are kind of sitting at round about, kind of got to the 0.786 or the 78.6% level, down to 84 at one point. It's like a flash crash there. But it got to that level, kind of bounced back up, and we're sitting around about the 61.8% level just now, around about 130. So that could be resistance there. Might come back down a wee bit before the swap, but I expect after the swap, and it's a one-to-one swap as well, after that is going to go up kind of big time. So we'll just look at, say, on the daily. So you can see it's in that 61.8% level as well, exactly this price, we're 127. So we could get a bounce from here, or that could act as resistance. So I would wait for confirmation, maybe 132, 133, to see that as a bounce at the 61.8% level, or it could come down to the 78.6 level again. But I just don't think that's going to happen. Don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. I'll just kind of hang fire just now. But for the future, for long term, represents a brilliant opportunity. I think it's a great opportunity, a good investment for the future, without a doubt. I'm going to look at COTI as well. I kind of spoke about that yesterday, and purely for selfish reasons, because I'm in COTI just now. I'm going to at the weekend with the trading money that I had. Okay, so on the daily, we're kind of dancing with the 50 EMA. It looks as if we're going to cross over at 127 Satoshi. I think this represents a great opportunity, not just because I'm in it. That's why I picked it, because it represents a good opportunity. So we've got a kind of baseline there. Probably move that up. If we've got a recent baseline, we're on the daily just now. Probably about 103 just now. So risk to reward ratio wouldn't be fantastic at the moment, but I think it represents a great opportunity for the future as well. And if you don't know, this is kind of very similar to PayPal, but on the blockchain. So it's decentralized. So we're in this trading channel just now. You can see we have been since beginning of November. I say that was a trading channel, and it's just an accumulation zone just now before we break out 150 and kind of going up. And we're looking at the next levels up from there, probably around about 217 for COTI, and I think this is going to be where it's going to kind of go up big time. So next level is 290, we're going to say around about 300, but then you've got a big giant space in here in between where it gets up to the 600 level after that. So I think this could be a really good opportunity up to there of about 300%, and I think we're definitely going to get 300% increase in COTI this year. And I think it's people just accumulating just now, going up and down just now. So it's kind of price, trying to find its price just now. But I think once it breaks, we've got a whole no man's land here between 300 and 600. And I think it's going to get to that point at some point this year. So it could be a good opportunity as well. Paul Van Blossman, thanks Steve, my pleasure. Steve English, Steve, any chance looking at Cardano? Looking today, profit 700 plus. Cardano, that's doing well just now. Cardano, we'll just look at it with the 3 or the 4 part chart. ADA, BTC. Yeah, so that's a really good chart there. Crossed over on the daily. Well, that's a 4 hourly, but it's crossed over on the daily as well. I'll just zoom in a wee bit so you can see the crossover on daily, which is always a good sign. So kind of putting our bases in again. Always kind of put our bases in. Where are we looking at for recent bases? Probably around about here, I'm going to say 436. That's a base just now. And we need to, we've been in this channel for a while now. We really need to break out here around about the 550 level. That's kind of previous kind of support and looking to be resistance just now. So 550 is resistance. And once we've passed that, we're looking at probably about 650. Then again, we're into no man's land. If you see here, we're looking at about 650, 645. I'm going to put it there. We've got a whole no man's land here, and then on up to 930. So what I'll do if you're looking at this, was it? There's looking at ADA. Steve English, if you're looking at this and you're looking to sell at 700, I would think again, possibly think again, because we've got a no man's land here up to 900 Satoshi. So if it can break 650, I would probably hold on. Obviously, I'd have to look at it at the time as well, but we've got a no man's land here up to the 900 level. So I think it could break quite quickly up to the 900 level when it breaks through kind of 600, 650 level. So still looking really good for Cardano. Long term looks fantastic. Obviously, I've said that before, and I'll always say that about Cardano as well. Southside Player is in. Good morning to you, Mac Pawn. So all good. Wish you a lovely day. You as well, Mac Pawn. We're just coming up for the hour. I'm just going over the hour. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. We'll just have one last look at the Bitcoin price. Where are we? 8,636. We're posting a green candle on the daily. We're just starting to post a green candle. So I need to wait and see what happens. But still looking good for me. Still looking good. And this is kind of Binance I'm looking at just now. Okay, I'll leave it there just now. Thank you very much for joining me. Last one out. Hit that like button, please. That'd be fantastic. I'm going to be doing a video for you as well, just a condensed version of the news video for you as well, and look at the BTC chart as well. So I'll do that after that, probably about 2 hours time. I'll get that organized as well. Remember, take a look at UPTREND. There's a link down below, and you'll get 100 1UP tokens as well if you join, and I'll get 100 1UP tokens as well. So there's an incentive for me to get you to join, but I just think it's a really good platform, or I wouldn't suggest it. So check that out as well. And until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.